Hey, welcome. This is the XPL Gaming Clan. This is called the XPL Reinvestment Program. Al Pacino um, and myself. The XPL Reinvestment Program is fixing all the fiscal crisis problems that happened before I joined Al Pacino's clan. Right now, or before I joined Al Pacino's clan, he has a $2 trillion GDP, a $19.9 billion revenue, a $302,000 deficit, tax rates at 22%, unemployment at 32%, and paying $17 million in unemployment benefits. Right now, with me joining the XPL Nation, I have brought in $24.9 billion of new revenue. I am requesting the capping on all government spending at 7% of GDP, which would be $10.2 trillion, which will give you around 9.9 billion, give or take. Right at this moment, we have a $10.2 trillion GDP from a $2 trillion GDP. Great success. Tax cuts across the board. We're cutting tax cuts across the board, going from the high uppers to the poverty. Unemployment benefits and getting people back to work. Increase and decrease our military budget, and so on. So before I joined the clan, before I joined the country, the XPL treasuries had $19.9 billion. I've added $24.9 billion. The current expenses of the XPL for military was $300 million per day on war projects, $85,000 per member taking part in a clan match or war, $12,000 per new member trained. His operating cost was $124,000. XPL GDP was $2 trillion, and he had a $301,743 deficit. His tax rate was 22%. Unemployment payout was 17 million. Unemployment percentage was 32%. Now it's 4%, and we want to pay out $2 million in unemployment benefits. So currently, we have $44.8 billion in total XPO treasuries with me. When it comes to military, our military budget, here we go. For recruitment and training, increasing the training budget from 12,000 per new member trained to 47,000. A little bit of motivation there. Decreasing 85,000 to 27,000 per member serving in our armed services for war and military drills. Increasing military bonuses to our servicemen and women from zero, which hasn't been implemented, to $15,000 per military personnel who completes missions without being killed in action. Implementing the veterans benefits for all servicemen and women who fought in military conflicts or is employed in a government job. And payout is from $0 to $100,000 per government employee, including all military personnel, implementing the VA bill for free government health care for all individuals. So that's something different. Our current health care situation in XPL is private corporations, just like it is in America. However, I am proposing a national universal health care insurance. So if you're for that, please reply. Let me know the basis on that. Tax cuts. I'm proposing tax cuts across the board for the entire XPL nation. Anyone making over $2.5 million and above is taxed at 5.2%. The medium income earners, which is like the which is the families, middle class, whatever you want to call it. Anyone who makes less than $1 million is taxed at 7.2%. Low earners, poverty, less than 300,000. In our nation, the XPL nation, poverty is at 300,000 or below, and that is taxed at 0.07%. And then anytime we have a presidential meeting, we can have a motion to readjust or to increase or decrease the tax rates. But that's where we go there. Our current gameplay revenues: BBC2 will bring in $300 billion, which is $4 trillion added to our GDP. MW2 will bring in $150 million, which is a $2 million decrease in our GDP. And then XPM, our most popular gameplay, will bring in $300 billion, a $4 trillion increase in our productions levels. Our government spending, I'm proposing capping government spending at 7% of GDP, which will be $9.9 billion, give or take. And from my last claim that I left, which was my claim, I took out of the UTCO treasuries $24.9 billion and wired it into the XBL treasuries. So since I've came into this XBL nation, I brought in $24.9 billion. I'm requesting everything I just stated here. Our current surplus in the XPL treasuries, if all this is enacted, will be $895 million surplus versus a $301,743 deficit. Our operating costs will stay the same at $124,000. Our XPL GDP is now $10.2 trillion from $2 trillion. And our unemployment rates are 4% or lower. We have a full employed economy, and we have tax cuts, and everybody should be happy. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave me a comment, subscribe, rate this video. Thank you very much.